The garden cottage. The Airbnb listing said secluded garden cottage, perfect for a solo retreat. It didn't mention the locked door inside, or that the host had a key, or that he'd been inside the whole time, listening to me sleep. I needed to get away. Not from anything specific, just away. From the city, from work, from people. So I found a cottage on Airbnb, 2 hours outside of Portland, middle of nowhere. 5-star reviews. Peaceful. Private. Exactly what I needed. The photos showed a small stone cottage surrounded by gardens, ivy climbing the walls, a gravel path leading to a wooden door, windows with white curtains. It looked like something out of a fairy tale. The description said, perfect for writers, artists, or anyone seeking solitude. No neighbors, no noise, just you and nature. I booked it for a week. The drive out was beautiful. Highway gave way to back roads. Back roads gave way to dirt roads. Trees got thicker. Houses got scarcer. By the time I reached the turnoff, I hadn't seen another car in 20 minutes. The cottage sat at the end of a long gravel driveway, exactly like the photos. Stone walls, ivy, garden beds overflowing with flowers I couldn't name. A man was waiting on the porch. Late 60s. Gray beard. Flannel shirt. Warm smile. "You must be Alex," he said, extending his hand. "I'm Robert. Welcome." His handshake was firm. Friendly. "Thanks for having me," I said. "Oh, it's my pleasure. I love sharing this place. Built it myself, you know. Took 3 years. Used to be my workshop, but I converted it when my wife passed. She always said it was too beautiful to leave empty. I'm sorry for your loss." "Thank you. That was 5 years ago now. But she was right. The cottage deserves to be lived in." He pulled out a key. Old-fashioned. Iron. "Let me show you around." The interior was cozy. One main room with a kitchenette, a sofa, and a wood stove. A small bedroom off to the side. Bathroom with a clawfoot tub. Everything clean. Everything charming. "Kitchen's fully stocked," Robert said. "Firewood's out back. If you need anything, I'm just down the road. 10-minute walk. Here's my number." He handed me a card with a phone number handwritten on it. "Cell service is spotty out here," he said, "but the landline works fine." He pointed to an old rotary phone on the wall. "That's connected directly to my house. Just pick it up and it'll ring me. Don't hesitate." "I'm sure I'll be fine." "I'm sure you will. But just in case." He smiled again. "The only other thing is the garden. Feel free to walk around. Pick flowers, whatever you like. Just stay out of the old shed past the roses. It's not safe. Roof's half collapsed." "Got it. No shed. Perfect. Well, I'll leave you to settle in. Enjoy your stay, Alex." He left. I heard his footsteps on the gravel. Then silence. I stood in the middle of the cottage and exhaled. Peace. Finally. I spent the first day exploring. The gardens were incredible. Roses, lavender, wildflowers, stone benches tucked into shaded corners, a small pond with lily pads. I read. I wrote. I made dinner in the tiny kitchen. By nightfall, I was relaxed in a way I hadn't been in months. I built a fire in the wood stove, poured a glass of wine, curled up on the sofa with a book. Outside, darkness pressed against the windows. Total. Complete. No streetlights. No passing cars. Just the crackle of the fire and the sound of crickets. Perfect. I went to bed around 11. The bedroom was small but comfortable. Thick quilts. Soft pillows. I fell asleep almost immediately. And I slept well. The first night. The second day was just as good as the first. I took a long walk through the gardens. Made breakfast. Sat on the porch and watched clouds drift by. Robert stopped by around noon. "Just checking in," he said. "Making sure you have everything you need." "Everything's perfect. Really. Thank you. Good, good. I'm glad. You settling in okay? Yeah, it's exactly what I needed. Wonderful. Well, I won't keep you. Just wanted to make sure the stove was working. The water was hot. All that. Everything's great. Excellent. He paused, looked at the cottage. You know, I used to spend a lot of time here. After Margaret died, it felt closer to her somehow. All her flowers, her designs. He smiled, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. Anyway, I'll let you enjoy your day. He left. I didn't think much of it. That night, I made pasta, ate on the porch as the sun set, watched the sky turn from orange to pink to deep purple. When it got too dark to see, I went inside, locked the door, built another fire. I was washing dishes when I noticed it. Through the kitchen window, I could see the porch and the motion-activated light above the door. It flickered on, bright, sudden. I stopped, looked out the window. Nothing there. Probably an animal. A raccoon. A deer. The light stayed on for 30 seconds, then turned off. I went back to washing dishes. 2 minutes later, it turned on again. I dried my hands, walked to the window, looked out. Nothing. Just the empty porch, the gravel path, the dark garden beyond. The light turned off. I waited. 1 minute. 2 minutes. It stayed off. I shrugged, went back to the dishes. It turned on again. This time I opened the door, stepped onto the porch. Cold air, crickets, the smell of flowers. No movement, no sound. Hello, I called. Nothing. I walked to the edge of the porch, looked left, right, empty. The light above me was bright, harsh, casting sharp shadows across the garden. I stood there for a full minute. Nothing moved. I went back inside, locked the door. The light stayed on for another 30 seconds, then clicked off. I told myself it was a bug, something small triggering the sensor, but I kept glancing at the window. At 10:30, it happened again. On, off, every few minutes. I tried to ignore it, tried to focus on my book, but I kept looking. At midnight, I gave up, closed the curtains, went to bed, lay there in the dark, listening. Outside, I heard the click of the motion light turning on, then off, then on again. I pulled the blankets tighter and stared at the ceiling. It's just a faulty sensor. That's all. But I didn't believe it, and I didn't sleep well. The third day, I was tired. I'd slept maybe 4 hours. Every time I started to drift off, I'd hear the click of the motion light, or I'd imagine I heard footsteps on the gravel. I made coffee, strong, sat on the porch in the morning sun. The motion light looked normal, just a simple fixture above the door. I walked around the cottage, checked the perimeter. No tracks in the dirt, no signs of animals, nothing disturbed. Maybe I was being paranoid. I spent the day trying to relax, read, walk the gardens, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. That night, I decided to stay up, to see if the light would activate again. I sat on the sofa, lights off inside, curtains open. I watched the porch through the window. 9 p.m. Nothing. 10 p.m. Nothing. 11 p.m. The light clicked on. I sat up straight, stared out the window. Nothing on the porch, but the light stayed on, longer than before. A full minute. Then it turned off. I kept watching. At 11:15 I saw it. Movement, just at the edge of the light's range. Past the porch, near the garden path. A shape, human-sized. I stood, pressed my face to the glass. The shape was gone, but the light turned on again. My heart was pounding now. I grabbed my phone. No signal. Of course. I walked to the landline on the wall, picked up the receiver. It rang. Once. Twice. Robert answered. Hello. Robert, hi. It's Alex. Sorry to bother you. But, is everything all right? Yeah, the motion light on the porch. It keeps turning on, and I thought I saw someone outside. Silence. Robert. I'm sure it's nothing, he said. Probably a deer. They come through the gardens at night. It didn't look like a deer. What did it look like? I hesitated. I don't know. I only saw it for a second, but it was tall, human-shaped. Another pause. Would you like me to come check? No, no. I don't want to drag you out here. I just wanted to let you know. Well, if you're concerned, you can lock the porch door. There's a deadbolt, top and bottom. That should give you some peace of mind. Okay, thanks. And Alex, yeah, the cottage is very safe. I promise. You have nothing to worry about. He hung up. I stood there, receiver in my hand. Something about his voice. Too calm, too certain. I locked the porch door. Both deadbolts. Checked the windows. Everything was secure, but I still didn't feel safe. I went to the bedroom, decided to go to bed early, get some actual sleep. That's when I noticed it. In the bedroom, there's a small closet. I'd used it to hang my clothes. But next to the closet, there was another door. I'd never really looked at it before. Assumed it was a linen closet or storage. But now I was looking. It was small. Old wood. No handle. Just a keyhole. Locked. I frowned. Why would a storage closet be locked? I tried the door. Pushed. Pulled. Solid. Definitely locked. I checked the Airbnb listing on my phone. Scrolled through the photos. None of them showed this door. The description didn't mention it. I stood there, staring at it. Then I heard it. From behind the door. A sound. Soft. Muffled. A cough. I stopped breathing. Listened. Silence. Then shuffling. Like fabric moving. Someone was in there. Someone was behind that door. My mind raced. The cottage is one story. Small. I'd seen the whole layout. There was no room for another space behind that door. Unless it led to a crawl space. Or a basement I didn't know about. I backed away from the door. Quietly. My hands were shaking. I went back to the main room. Grabbed my phone. Still no signal. I looked at the landline. Could I call Robert? And say what? That I heard a noise? He'd say it was the house settling. Or an animal in the walls. But I knew what I heard. That was a human cough. I walked back to the bedroom. Stood in the doorway. Stared at the locked door. Silence now. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe. Another sound. Creaking. Like someone shifting weight. Definitely from behind the door. I wasn't imagining it. Someone was in there. In the cottage. With me. I didn't sleep. I sat on the sofa. Lights on. Door locked. Chair wedged under the bedroom door handle. I watched the locked door through the bedroom doorway. Listened. For hours. No more sounds. But I knew. Someone was in there. At 3 a.m., I made a decision. I was leaving. First light. I was packing my car and getting out. I didn't care about the refund. Didn't care about the remaining days. I just needed to leave. I must have dozed off around 4 a.m. because I woke to sunlight streaming through the windows. 7:15 a.m. I sat up, disoriented. The cottage was quiet, peaceful. Morning light made everything look normal. Safe. I walked to the bedroom, moved the chair. The locked door looked harmless in daylight. Had I really heard something? Or was I just tired? Paranoid? I splashed water on my face. Made coffee. Decided to check one more time. I walked to the locked door. Put my ear against it. Silence. I knocked. Lightly. Hello? Nothing. I felt stupid. Of course there was nothing. It was probably just a crawl space. Empty. I was packing my things when I heard the car. Gravel crunching outside. I looked out the window. Robert's truck. He parked. Got out. Walked to the porch. Knocked. I opened the door. Morning, Alex. Hope I'm not disturbing you. No, it's fine. I just wanted to check in after your call last night. Make sure everything's okay. Yeah, everything's fine. I think I was just tired. He smiled. These old places make a lot of noise at night. Settling. Animals. It can be unsettling if you're not used to it. Right. He looked past me. Into the cottage. Mind if I come in? I want to check the wood stove. Make sure it's drawing properly. Something in my gut screamed no, but I stepped aside. Sure. He walked in. Looked around. You keeping the fire going? Yeah, every night. Good, good. He walked to the stove. Opened it. Poked at the ashes. I watched him. He moved to the kitchen. Checked the sink. The windows. Then he walked toward the bedroom. Robert, I actually need to. Just want to make sure everything's in order, he said. He stepped into the bedroom. I followed. He looked around. At the bed. The closet. Then his eyes landed on the locked door. He stopped. Stared at it. Is everything okay with that door? I asked. He didn't answer right away. Then he turned. Smiled. That's just old storage. Nothing important. It's locked. For safety. There's old paint cans in there. Chemicals. I keep it locked so guests don't accidentally get into it. Oh, did you try to open it? The way he asked. Careful. Controlled. No, I lied. I just noticed it. He nodded. Slowly. Good. Best to leave it alone. He walked past me. Back to the main room. Well, everything looks fine. You enjoy the rest of your stay. Actually, I think I'm going to head out today. Something came up. He stopped. Turned. Today. But you have 4 more days. I know. I'm sorry. Work emergency. His expression didn't change. But something in his eyes did. That's a shame. You seemed like you were really enjoying yourself. I am. I just have to go. He looked at me for a long moment. Of course. I understand. Would you like help packing? No, I'm fine. Thank you. All right. Well, I'll leave you to it. He walked to the door. Stopped. Hand on the knob. Alex. Yeah, that door. In the bedroom. You really didn't try to open it. My throat tightened. No. He smiled. Good. Because the lock's been acting up. If you had tried, you might have gotten stuck. Dangerous, really. I should probably get it fixed. He left. I watched through the window as he drove away. Then I ran to the bedroom. Stared at the locked door. The lock's been acting up. If I had tried, I might have gotten stuck. Stuck from which side? My stomach turned. I put my ear to the door again. Listened. Breathing. Soft. Steady. Someone breathing. On the other side of the door. I stumbled back. Grabbed my bag. My keys. My phone. I didn't pack. I didn't clean. I just ran. Out the door. To my car. Started the engine. As I pulled away, I looked back at the cottage. In the bedroom window, I saw movement. A curtain shifting. Someone was standing there, watching me leave. I drove. Fast. Didn't stop until I hit the highway. I called the police from a gas station 30 miles away. Told them everything. The locked door. The sounds. The breathing. They said they'd check it out. I gave them the address. Robert's name. My statement. They called me back 3 hours later. We spoke with the property owner, Mr. Robert Finch. He was very cooperative. Allowed us to search the entire cottage. And there's no locked door in the bedroom, ma'am. What? We checked thoroughly. There's a closet, a bathroom door, no other doors, and certainly nothing locked. That's impossible. I saw it. I heard someone behind it. Mr. Finch suggested you may have been under stress. He mentioned you called him in the middle of the night, concerned about noises. He thinks you may have been experiencing anxiety. I'm not crazy. There was a door. Ma'am, we took photos. I can send them to you if you'd like. There's no door. They sent the photos. I looked at them. The bedroom, the closet, the bathroom. The wall where the locked door had been was smooth. Painted. A small dresser sat against it, like there had never been a door at all. But I know what I saw. I know what I heard. Someone was in that cottage with me. And Robert knew. He knew the whole time. I left a 1-star review on Airbnb. It was removed within 24 hours. Violation of content policy. I tried to report the listing. Got an automated response. The cottage is still up. Still taking bookings. Still 5 stars. I've driven past twice since then. I don't know why. Maybe to prove to myself it was real. The cottage looks the same. Peaceful. Charming. But I know better. I know that somewhere in that cottage, there's a space that shouldn't exist. A room behind a door that comes and goes. And someone is in there. Listening. Waiting. For the next guest who's looking for solitude. For the next person who wants to be alone. Because in that cottage, you're never really alone. Robert makes sure of that. If you're booking an Airbnb in a remote location, check the reviews carefully. Not just the 5-star ones. Look for the ones that were removed. Walk through every room before the host leaves. Note every door, every lock, every detail. And if you find a door that wasn't in the listing, don't wait to find out what's behind it. Just leave. Because some hosts want more than your money. They want your company. And they have keys to every door. Even the ones you didn't know existed. The smart house. The Airbnb was fully automated. Smart lights. Smart locks. Smart cameras watching every entrance. We thought that meant we were safe. We were wrong. The house wasn't protecting us. It was helping someone else get in. The place looked even better in person. For stories. All glass and steel. Right in the heart of downtown Seattle. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Minimalist furniture. Everything white and chrome and expensive looking. Maya found it. She always finds the best places. Look at this, she'd said, showing us her phone. 5 bedrooms. Rooftop deck. Fully smart-enabled. And it's only $200 a night split 3 ways. Smart-enabled. I asked. Everything's automated. Lights. Thermostat. Security. There's an app that controls the whole house. It's like staying in the future. My boyfriend Derek shrugged. As long as it has a bed and Wi-Fi, I'm good. We booked it for the weekend. A mini vacation. Derek's birthday. Just the 3 of us. The check-in was seamless. No meeting the host. No key exchange. Just a code sent to Maya's phone. She punched it into the smart lock. The door clicked open. Welcome to your stay. A pleasant female voice said from a speaker in the ceiling. I'm Aria, your home assistant. If you need anything, just ask. Maya grinned. See, told you this place was amazing. The interior was stunning. Open floor plan. Kitchen with marble countertops and a fridge that was basically a giant touchscreen. Living room with a sectional sofa that probably cost more than my car. Everything connected. Everything automated. Check this out, Maya said, pulling out her phone. She opened an app. I can control everything from here. Lights, temperature, music, even the blinds. She tapped her screen. The living room lights dimmed to a warm amber. Okay, that's actually pretty cool, Derek admitted. We spent the afternoon exploring the house. Each bedroom was on a different floor. Mine was on the 3rd level. Derek and Maya's were on the 2nd and 4th. Every room had the same smart features. Lights that responded to voice commands. Thermostats that adjusted automatically. Speakers in the ceiling. By evening, we'd settled in. Ordered takeout. Opened wine. Sat in the living room with the city lights glittering through the windows. This is perfect, Maya said, raising her glass. Happy birthday, Derek. To the smart house, Derek said. We clinked glasses. That's when the fridge spoke. Welcome, guests. Enjoy your stay. We looked at each other. That's new, Maya said. She walked to the kitchen. The fridge's touchscreen was lit up. A message displayed in clean, modern font. Welcome to your home away from home. Must be automated, she said. Probably triggers when it detects motion in the kitchen. Fancy, Derek said. We went back to the living room. Ate, drank, talked. Around 10 p.m., Maya suggested we check out the rooftop deck. We took the elevator to the top floor. The deck was incredible. String lights, lounge chairs, a view of the entire downtown skyline. I could get used to this, Derek said, leaning against the railing. We stayed up there for about an hour. Then Maya yawned. I'm calling it. Too much wine. I'm going to bed. Yeah, same, Derek said. We headed back down. Maya to the 4th floor. Derek and I to the 2nd. I kissed him good night and climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor. My room was at the end of the hall. Large bed. Smart speaker on the nightstand. Windows overlooking the street. I got ready for bed. Brushed my teeth. Changed into pajamas. As I walked back into the bedroom, the lights dimmed automatically. Good night, Aria's voice said softly. Sleep well. I smiled. It was kind of nice. Like having a personal assistant. I climbed into bed. Pulled up my phone. Scrolled social media. That's when I heard it. From downstairs. Faint but clear. The fridge. Welcome, Derek. Enjoy your stay. I frowned. Derek was in his room. On the 2nd floor. Why would the fridge be addressing him? I listened. Silence. Then, 30 seconds later. Welcome, Maya. Enjoy your stay. Maya was on the 4th floor. I sat up. The fridge shouldn't be activating. No one was in the kitchen. I grabbed my phone. Opened the group chat. Me. Did you guys just go to the kitchen? Maya, no, I'm in bed. Why? Me, the fridge keeps talking. Said your names. Derek, maybe it's synced to the app? Recognizing us through our phones? Maya, that's creepy but probably right. This place is so automated. Me, yeah, probably. I set my phone down, but something felt off. I tried to sleep. Couldn't. At 11:30, I gave up. Decided to get some water. I walked downstairs to the kitchen. The lights turned on automatically as I entered. The fridge was silent. Screen dark. I filled a glass from the tap. Drank. Started to head back upstairs. The fridge screen lit up. I stopped. Turned. A message appeared. We hope you're comfortable, Alex. My name. I stared at it. Okay. The app must have pulled our names from the booking. That made sense. I turned to leave. Another message appeared. You look tired. Maybe you should rest. I froze. You look tired? How would it know what I looked like? I glanced around the kitchen. No cameras visible. Just the fridge. The stove. The lights. I walked closer to the screen. Arya, I said, is someone messaging us? No response. The message on the screen faded. Replaced by, sweet dreams, Alex. The screen went dark. I stood there. Heart beating faster. It was just automation. Creepy automation. But automation. I went back upstairs. Climbed into bed. Pulled the covers tight. The lights dimmed. Good night, Arya whispered. I didn't respond. I woke to my phone buzzing. 2:47 a.m. A notification from the Airbnb app. Motion detected, front door camera. I rubbed my eyes. Opened the app. The feed showed the front entrance. Empty. Street lights illuminating the sidewalk. No motion. Nothing. Probably a car passing. Or a pedestrian. I was about to close the app when another notification appeared. Motion detected, backdoor camera. I switched to that feed. The backyard. Small. Fenced. Empty. Nothing there either. False alarms. But then I noticed something. In the corner of the front door feed. At the very edge of the frame. A shape. I zoomed in. It was hard to make out. The camera's night vision turned everything grainy and green. But there was definitely something there. Someone. Standing at the edge of the property. Just beyond the fence. Perfectly still. Facing the house. I sat up. Stared at my phone. The figure didn't move. Didn't shift. Just stood there. Watching. I switched to the back door camera again. Nothing. Switched back to the front. The figure was still there. My throat tightened. I took a screenshot. Sent it to the group chat. Me, is anyone else awake? No response. Me, there's someone outside. I waited. Watched the feed. The figure remained motionless. Then slowly it moved. One step forward. Into better view. It was a person. Tall. Wearing dark clothes. Hood up. They stopped. Tilted their head. Like they were listening. My hand was shaking now. I switched cameras again. Back door. Nothing. Front door. The figure was still there. Then my phone buzzed. Maya, what do you mean someone's outside? Me, check the app. Front camera. By the fence. 3 dots appeared. Maya was typing. Maya, I don't see anyone. Me, what? Look at the left side of the frame. Maya, Alex, there's nothing there. I looked at my screen. The figure was gone. I rewound the feed. Went back 30 seconds. Empty. 1 minute. Empty. 2 minutes. The figure appeared. Standing. Watching. Then, at the 2:58 mark, they simply walked out of frame. Maya, maybe it was just someone walking by. Derek, what's going on? Me. Someone was standing outside. Just staring at the house. Derek, you sure? Could have been a shadow or something. Me, I'm sure. Maya, do you want us to come down? I looked at the camera feed again. Empty now. Me, no. They're gone. Sorry for waking you. Maya, it's fine. Let me know if you see anything else. I set my phone down. Tried to calm my breathing. Just someone walking by. That's all. But they weren't walking. They were standing. Watching. I got out of bed. Went to the window. Looked down at the street. Empty. No one there. I closed the blinds. Climbed back into bed. The room was silent except for the hum of the smart thermostat. Then, from the speaker in the ceiling. Is everything all right, Alex? Arya's voice. Calm. Pleasant. I'm fine. I said quietly. Your heart rate seems elevated. Would you like me to adjust the room temperature? I froze. What? Your heart rate? I've detected an increase. I can lower the temperature to help you relax. How did it know my heart rate? I wasn't wearing a smartwatch. My phone was across the room. How? How do you know my heart rate? This home is equipped with advanced wellness sensors for your comfort and safety. Wellness sensors? I looked around the room. At the corners. The ceiling. Cameras? Aria, are there cameras in this room? Pause. There are security cameras at the front and back entrances for your safety. I asked about this room. Another pause. Longer. All amenities are designed for guest comfort. That wasn't an answer. I grabbed my phone, opened the Airbnb listing, scrolled through the amenities. Smart home integration. Security cameras, exterior only. Voice assistant. Nothing about wellness sensors. Nothing about interior cameras. I went back to the app. Checked the camera feeds. Front door. Back door. No interior cameras listed. But Aria knew my heart rate, which meant something in this house was monitoring me. I got out of bed, grabbed a towel from the bathroom, draped it over the smoke detector on the ceiling. If there was a camera, that was the most likely place. Good night, Aria, I said firmly. No response. I climbed back into bed, pulled the covers over my head, and tried very hard not to think about what else the house was watching. Morning came slowly. I didn't really sleep, just dozed. Every sound made me jump, every creak of the house settling. At 7 a.m., I gave up, got dressed, went downstairs. Maya was already in the kitchen, making coffee. Morning, she said. You look like hell. Couldn't sleep. Because of the person outside? Yeah, and other stuff. I told her about Aria, about the heart rate comment, about the wellness sensors. She frowned. That's weird, but maybe it's like, connected to your phone? Pulling health data. I don't have any health apps. She sipped her coffee. Want me to look through the listing again? See if there's something we missed? Yeah, please. Derek came down a few minutes later. Heard the story. Shrugged. These smart homes are always collecting data. It's creepy, but it's normal. Google does it. Alexa does it. This is probably the same thing. But it said my heart rate was elevated. Your phone was probably nearby. Bluetooth connection. It's all synchronized. Maybe he was right. Maybe I was overreacting. We made breakfast. Ate on the rooftop deck. The city looked beautiful in the morning light. Normal. Safe. By noon, I'd almost convinced myself it was nothing. Then we were sitting in the living room, talking about dinner plans. What if we just order in again? Maya suggested. I don't feel like going out. Fine with me, Derek said. I saw a Thai place that delivers. Perfect, I said. From the kitchen, the fridge screen lit up. We all turned. A message appeared. Thai sounds great. There's a good place on 5th Avenue. We stared at it. Did that just? Maya started. React to our conversation. I finished. Derek stood. Walked to the fridge. Okay, that's definitely listening. Of course it's listening, Maya said. It's a smart assistant. That's what they do. But it's in the fridge, I said. Not Aria. The fridge. Derek tapped the screen. It went dark. Probably connected to the same system, he said. Voice activation. But his voice wasn't as confident as before. We ordered pizza instead. Didn't say it out loud. Just pulled up an app and ordered silently. The fridge didn't comment. That evening, we were in the living room again. Maya was showing us photos from her phone. This place really is gorgeous, she said. I'm gonna leave a 5-star review. Yeah, Derek said, despite the creepy tech. It's not that creepy, Maya said. It's just modern. I didn't respond. I was looking at my phone, at the camera app. The front door feed showed the street. Empty. The back door feed showed the yard. Empty. I switched between them, back and forth. Nothing. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I was missing something. Alex, Maya said, you okay? Yeah, just checking the cameras. Still worried about last night? A little. Derek leaned over, looked at my phone. Nothing there. See, we're fine. I nodded. Close the app. From the kitchen. 5 stars would be wonderful. Thank you, Maya. We all turned. The fridge screen was lit. The message faded. Replaced by, "We're so glad you're enjoying your stay." Okay, that's officially creepy, Maya said. How did it know I said 5 stars? It's listening, Derek said. We established that. But why is it responding? I asked. Normal assistants don't just interject into conversations. Maybe it's programmed to engage more. Maya offered. Make the stay feel personalized. Or maybe someone's controlling it. I said quietly. They both looked at me. What do you mean? Derek asked. I mean, what if someone's watching the cameras, listening through Aria, and responding through the fridge? That's paranoid, Maya said. Is it? We're in a stranger's house. A house filled with cameras and microphones. And you're telling me it's paranoid to think someone might be using them? Silence. Derek stood. Okay, let's test it. He walked to the kitchen, leaned close to the fridge. Hey, he said loudly. If someone's listening, say something. Nothing. He waited. Still nothing. See, he said. It's just automation. He turned to walk back. The screen lit up. Hi, Derek. He stopped. Turned slowly. The message changed. Having a good birthday? His face went pale. How did it? Your phone. Maya said quickly. It pulled the date from your phone. That's all. But her voice was shaking. I opened the camera app again. Checked the front door. My blood went cold. Guys, I said quietly. They turned. There's someone outside again. They crowded around my phone. On the feed. At the edge of the property. The same figure from last night. Standing. Perfectly still. Facing the house. Call the police, Maya whispered. I dialed 911. It rang. Once. Twice. Then the call dropped. I looked at my phone. No signal. What the hell? I tried again. Same thing. No signal. Use the house phone, Derek said. This is a smart house, Maya said. It doesn't have a landline. We stood there. All of us staring at my phone. At the figure on the screen. Then, the living room lights went out. All of them. Instantly. We were plunged into darkness. What? Maya started. Every light in the house went out. All at once. We couldn't see anything. Just the glow of the city through the windows. Arya. Derek shouted. Turn the lights on. No response. Arya. Nothing. Then, from every speaker in the house, a voice. Not Arya's pleasant tone. Something else. Deeper. Distorted. You should have left when you had the chance. We ran. Or tried to. Maya headed for the front door. Grabbed the handle. It didn't budge. It's locked, she shouted. Derek pulled out his phone. Opened the smart lock app. It's not responding. The whole system is offline. I checked the camera app again. The feed was dead. Black screens. Back door, I said. We ran through the dark house. Stumbling. Crashing into furniture. The back door was locked too. Windows, Maya said. We tried. They wouldn't open. Locked. Smart locks on every one. We were trapped. This isn't happening, Maya said. Her voice was breaking. This isn't real. From the speakers. Oh, it's very real. The voice echoed through the house. Every room. Every floor. Who are you? Derek shouted at the ceiling. I'm someone who's been watching you. All weekend. Every conversation. Every moment. What do you want? Silence. Then, I want you to understand that you were never safe here. That you invited me in. Gave me access. To everything. The fridge screen lit up in the kitchen. Bright. Glowing. A message appeared. You should have read the terms of service. What terms? I shouted. The app. The smart home system. You agreed to remote access. Monitoring. Control. You just didn't read it. Maya's face was white. Oh my God. Every word you said. Every move you made. I saw it. Heard it. Recorded it. The TV in the living room turned on. All by itself. It showed security footage. Of us. In the living room. Last night. Drinking. Laughing. In the kitchen. This morning. Making breakfast. In the bedrooms. My bedroom. Me. Sleeping. I felt sick. And now. The the voice continued. I'm going to come inside. On my phone, the camera app flickered back to life. The front door feed showed the figure. Closer now, walking toward the house. Slowly, deliberately, they reached the front door. Stopped, looked directly at the camera, then reached into their pocket, pulled out a phone. On the TV, I saw it. A new screen. The smart lock app. The same app Maya had on her phone. The figure tapped the screen. We heard it. The front door. Unlocking. The deadbolt sliding open. Click. No, Maya whispered. The door handle turned. The door opened. The figure stepped inside. Into the darkness. Run, Derek said. We ran upstairs. All three of us. Sprinting. 3rd floor. 4th floor. The rooftop. We burst through the door. Cold air hit us. The city sprawled below. Lights. Buildings. People. Right there. So close. But no way down. We need to signal someone, I said. Maya grabbed her phone. No signal. Derek tried his. Same. The house is blocking it, he said, jamming the signal somehow. From below, we heard footsteps. Slow. Climbing the stairs. Coming for us. We have to jump, Maya said. We're 4 stories up. Derek said. There's a balcony on the 3rd floor. I said. If we can lower ourselves. Are you insane? The rooftop door opened. The figure emerged. Stepped into the light. From the string lights. We saw them clearly now. Average height. Dark hoodie. Face hidden. They tilted their head. Watching us. You can't leave, they said. The voice was calm. Even. I control the doors. The locks. Everything. What do you want? Maya screamed. They laughed. I already got what I wanted. Your fear. Your panic. I've been recording it all. They held up their phone. Camera pointed at us. This is going to make a great video. Derek moved toward them. You're sick. Maybe. But you made it so easy. Smart homes. Smart locks. You gave up control for convenience. And now look where you are. They took a step forward. Derek lunged. The figure sidestepped. Fast. Shoved Derek. He stumbled. Fell. Hit his head on the deck railing. Went still. Derek. Maya screamed. I grabbed her. Held her back. The figure laughed again. This is perfect. Real fear. Real pain. You can't fake this. They raised their phone. Recording. And that's when I saw it. Behind them. Through the still open rooftop door. Movement in the stairwell. Someone else. Coming up. The figure didn't notice. They were too focused on us. The second person emerged onto the rooftop. Police uniform. Gun drawn. Police. Don't move. The figure spun. Dropped their phone. Hands up. Now. More officers poured onto the roof. 3. 4. They tackled the figure. Cuffed them. One officer came to us. Are you okay? Maya was sobbing. I was shaking. Derek groaned. Sat up. Blood on his forehead. We're okay. I managed. Neighbor called it in. The officer said they saw someone breaking into the house. We've been trying to reach you, but your phones weren't working. The house, I said. They controlled it. Everything. The officer nodded grimly. We're seeing more of this. Smart home hacks. People gaining remote access. Using it to terrorize guests. They led us downstairs. Past the figure in handcuffs. I caught a glimpse of their face as we passed. Young. Maybe mid-20s. Smiling. Worth it, they whispered. They arrested him. Charged him with breaking and entering. Unlawful surveillance. Assault. His name was Connor Price. 24 years old. IT specialist. He'd been hacking smart homes for months. Finding rental properties with advanced systems. Exploiting security flaws. Gaining access. Then watching. Waiting. Tormenting guests. We were his 7th target. The other 6 didn't report it. Too embarrassed. Too scared. We gave statements. Turned over our phones. The footage. The police said we were lucky. That it could have been much worse. I don't feel lucky. I feel violated. Every conversation we had. Every private moment. He saw it. Heard it. Recorded it. And the house helped him. The smart locks that were supposed to keep us safe locked us in. The cameras that were supposed to protect us showed him where we were. The voice assistant that was supposed to serve us became his mouthpiece. We trusted the technology, and it betrayed us. Maya deleted all her smart home apps. Won't even use voice assistants anymore. Derek had to get stitches. He barely talks about that night. Me, I can't stay in hotels anymore, or Airbnbs, or anywhere I don't completely control, because I know now that the locks don't keep danger out. Sometimes they keep you in, with someone who's been watching, listening, waiting, someone who knows your name, your schedule, your fears, someone who has the keys to everything. Before you book that perfect Airbnb with all the smart features, ask yourself, who else has access? Read the terms of service. All of it. Check what data the smart home collects. Cover the cameras, even the ones that seem safe. Disable the voice assistants when you're not using them. And remember, convenience always comes at a cost. Usually privacy. Sometimes safety. Because the house that promises to take care of everything, it might be taking care of someone else first. Someone who's watching through every camera, listening through every speaker, controlling every lock, and waiting for you to realize you were never the one in control.